Hi, today we discuss the Cauchy criteria for uniform convergence. The advantage of Cauchy criteria is in order to use the definition of the uniform convergence, we need to know the limit function. But in Cauchy criteria, the knowledge of or the awareness of limit function is not needed to get the uniform convergence. So in the absence of the limit function, we can verify the uniform convergence using the terms of the sequence itself. Okay, so that is the idea of Cauchy criterion. In any case, not only in this uniform convergence case, in any case, the knowledge of the or awareness of the limit function or limit is not needed to verify the convergence. So that is the idea here. So we will prove that Fn converges to F uniformly if and only if for every epsilon greater than 0 there exists integer n such that for all n comma m greater than or equal to n we have this result. Okay, so first we assume the definition Fn converges to F uniformly. Then for every epsilon greater than 0 there exists n such that it's an integer such that modulus Fn of x minus f of x, there should be a limit function and the definition less than epsilon, less than or equal to, both will doesn't make any change that convergence. If you put less than or equal to, both are the same for all n greater than or equal to n, for all x belongs to E. So this is the definition of uniform convergence. Now we will prove this one. Okay, so the idea is to prove this inequality. We take the same n here, then if we choose n comma n is greater than or equal to n and m is greater than or equal to n, we can use this definition. Then we will get this modulus. This can be made less than epsilon by 2. If epsilon is greater than 0, then our epsilon by 2 is also greater than 0. So corresponding to this epsilon by 2, there exists stage n. Okay, so if that is the case, then we can write Fn of x minus f of x less than epsilon by 2 and Fm of x minus f of x, that is also less than epsilon by 2 because both are greater than or equal to n. Okay, so this is true for all x. Now we prove Fn of x minus Fm of x, this can be made less than epsilon. This is because if we insert f of x in between them, Fn of x minus f of x plus f of x minus Fm of x, then this can be less than, you can use the triangle inequality, then it will be Fn of x minus f of x plus Fm of x minus f of x. So this is first one is less than or equal to epsilon by 2 plus again epsilon by 2 for all n for all x belongs to E. Okay, so this is less than Fn of x minus Fm of x less than epsilon for all every x and for all n greater than or equal to n and m greater than or equal to n. So this proves the first part. If this is the necessary part, Fn converges to F uniformly, then Cauchy criteria is satisfied. Now we will prove the converse part. We assume the Cauchy criteria, that means n comma for every epsilon greater than 0 there exists n such that if we choose n comma m greater than or equal to n, then we assume Cauchy criteria, that is Fn of x minus Fm of x less than or equal to epsilon for all x belongs to E. So this is the Cauchy criteria. Now we need to prove the uniform convergence. In order to prove the uniform convergence, we first prove the convergence of the sequence. So fix an x first, fix x belongs to E. Okay, then we can say that the sequence Fn of x minus Fm of x is, if you fix x, then you can get that is a real sequence, then we can denote it as some an minus am. Okay, where an is equal to Fn of x. This is the real numbers. which is less than or equal to epsilon for all n greater than or equal to n, and for all n greater than or equal to n. So this is the Cauchy criteria for the convergence of the sequence. Okay, then therefore in order to refer this definition, you can refer 3.11, I think, or just search for the Cauchy criteria of the convergence of a sequence in our textbook. I think that is 3.11. Now since this is a Cauchy sequence, we can say that this is a Cauchy criteria for the convergence of a sequence. Then this sequence fn of x converges. Okay, so this proves the convergence, pointwise convergence. If we fix any x, then fn of x converges. This implies fn converges uniformly. Okay, so we write fn converges uniformly. That is, there exists f such that fn of x minus f of x can be made less than epsilon for all n greater than or equal to some stage. You can choose the same stage or any stage. Okay, this is the some n prime here. So this is the convergence of, just the pointwise convergence of the sequence of functions. Okay, now we'll prove that this convergence is also uniform. Okay, how will you prove the convergence of uniform? Here we can write limit n tends to infinity, fn of x will be f of x. That is the meaning of pointwise convergence. This is for each x belongs to E. Now we will prove the convergence. In order to prove the convergence, we prove fn of x minus f of x. Consider this. We already our assumption is this Cauchy criterion. So fn of x minus fm of x less than or equal to epsilon for all x belongs to E and n greater than or equal to n and m greater than or equal to n. Now let m tends to infinity. Okay, m tends to infinity, we can, by taking m tends to infinity on both sides, this will be fn of x minus this as m tends to infinity, fm of x tends to f of x. So this is f of x less than or equal to epsilon for all x belongs to E and n greater than or equal to n. Okay, so this proves the convergence of the uniform convergence of the sequence of functions. Okay, so this is the Cauchy criteria for uniform convergence. In many situations, we will use this Cauchy criteria to prove the uniform convergence of the sequence of functions. Especially, we are not aware of, in case we are not aware of the limit functions or limit of the sequence of functions. Okay, now we will prove another if and only criteria. That is the next theorem. This is the theorem. Suppose limit n tends to fn of x equal to f of x, x belongs to E. That means pointwise limit is given. In that case, we define mn as the supremum of fn of x minus f of x. Then we have this result, fn converges to f uniformly if and only if. This is a characterization also. Mn tends to 0 as n tends to infinity. Okay, so first we assume the uniform convergence. For the proof, assume fn converges to f uniformly. Then we have epsilon greater than 0, there exists n such that, this is the definition, fn of x minus f of x. One thing you should remember is in this theorem it is given that the convergence is there. Okay, the pointwise convergence is there and limit function is not, that is f of x. So you can expect this is less than or equal to epsilon. For less than or equal to, both will be the same, for all n greater than or equal to n and for all x belongs to E. Okay, so this is the definition. Now we consider, we need to prove that m tends to 0 as n tends to infinity. Okay, now if you take supremum on both sides as x tends to as x belongs to E, we can get by taking supremum x belongs to E modulus fn of x minus f of x less than or equal to supremum x belongs to E epsilon. This is true for all n greater than or equal to n. As we take the supremum, we need neglect this for all x belongs to E. Supremum doesn't depend on that x. Now this is termed as mn. It is the notation. Supremum x belongs to E mod fn minus f is Mn, then Mn is less than or equal to epsilon for all n greater than or equal to n. Okay, what is the meaning of this? This is Mn tends to 0 as n tends to infinity. This is the meaning of Mn less than or equal to epsilon for all n greater than or equal to n. That means whenever Fn converges uniformly, you can get Mn tends to 0 as n tends to infinity. Now we will prove the other implication. So assume that Mn tends to 0 as n tends to infinity. What is the meaning of this? That is, for every epsilon greater than 0, there exists n such that modulus Mn minus 0 less than or equal to epsilon for all n greater than or equal to n. Okay, this is the definition. Then this is Mn mod Mn less than epsilon for all n greater than or equal to n. This implies Mn is non-negative because Mn is the supremum of non-negative quantities. So Mn is less than or equal to epsilon. That means supremum x belongs to E. This is the definition of Mn. Fn of x minus f of x less than or equal to epsilon for all n greater than or equal to n. Okay, but this implies mod Fn of x minus f of x, which is less than or equal to, for any x, this is less than or equal to the corresponding supremum. E mod Fn of x minus f of x. Each quantity is less than or equal to corresponding supremum, which is less than or equal to epsilon for all n greater than or equal to n. Now from this you can write f mod Fn of x minus f of x less than or equal to epsilon for all n greater than or equal to n and for all x belongs to E, because each quantity is less than or equal to, corresponding to each x, this quantity is less than or equal to the supremum. Now we have this result. This is the definition of the uniform convergence. So as we assume Mn tends to 0, we can get this Fn converges to F uniformly. Okay, so this is another characterization of uniform convergence. This is theorem 7.10. This theorem deals with the convergence of series of functions. If you have a sequence of functions Fn, then using this sequence of function you can construct a sequence of series of functions, say n equal to 1 to infinity Fn of x. So this is what we called a series of functions. The convergence of this series is obtained using the sequence of partial sums of this. Okay, first you define s1 of x. This is a function that is nothing but f1 of x, and define s2 of x. This is sequence of partial sums. This is defined to be f1 of x plus f2 of x, f1 of x plus f2 of x, and s3 of x is f1 of x plus f2 of x plus f3 of x. If you define s1, s2, s3, etc. in this manner, then you can get a sequence of partial sums of functions Sn of x. Okay, now using this sequence we constructed a series of functions. As we constructed the series of functions, we can define sequence of partial sums of this. Okay, there is no relation between, there is no direct function between this Fn and these two sequences. These two are entirely different sequences, but this convergence of this sequence of partial sums will characterize the convergence of this series. Okay, that means sigma n equal to 1 to infinity Fn of x is convergent if and only if Sn of x, sequence Sn of x is convergent. This is uniformly convergent if and only if this is uniformly convergent. We already discussed what is the uniform convergence of sequence of functions. So this is the definition of uniform convergence of a series of functions. So this theorem deals with a sufficient condition to get the uniform convergence of a series of functions. If we define, or if we get a bound for each of these f1, f2, f3, then using this bound or using the sum of the series obtained by these bounds, we have the convergence of uniform convergence of Fn. Okay, so this is the theorem. Suppose Fn is a sequence of functions defined on E, and suppose mod Fn of x is less than or equal to Mn. Okay, corresponding to each n there is a upper bound Mn. This mn is this is true for every x belongs to E. That's why we call this mn as the upper bound of this function. In that case, sigma and mn is convergent, then sigma n equal to 1 to infinity fn is converges. Okay, so this is the sufficient condition. This condition, this is not necessary, so the converse part never happened. Okay, in general. Now we prove by the bound, using this bound we can prove the uniform convergence. So we start with epsilon greater than 0. Using the convergence of mn, series mn, we can get epsilon greater than 0, there exist n greater than or equal to n and m greater than or equal to, there exist n first. We can expect a stage n, there exist, we write for epsilon greater than 0, first we assume summation mn is convergent. Okay, that is epsilon greater than 0, there exists n. We use the Cauchy criterion of convergence of the series. Then n greater than n belongs to integer, positive integer belongs to n, such that modulus m n minus m less than epsilon for all n greater than or equal to n, for all m less than or equal to epsilon then equal to n. This is the Cauchy criterion for convergence of series. Okay, so this is the Cauchy criteria. You have already discussed what is the Cauchy criterion in degree classes. That is, if sigma un is the series, then the Cauchy criterion is un plus 1 plus un plus 2 plus etc plus n plus p less than epsilon for all n greater than or equal to n for all p greater than or equal to 1. This is the definition you have studied in your degree classes. This is same as this one. If you consider this, if you put this is equal to n and this is equal to some m, okay, then both will be this n plus p, since p is greater than or equal to 1, then n comma m is greater than or equal to this n. So this will follow this thing. Then we can we write not this sigma mn, so we write it as, using that definition, we write this is mn plus 1, or we write start with mn mn plus 1 plus mn plus 2 plus etc m. Okay, so this is the Cauchy criteria for convergence of the series. Now we prove the convergence of this using the sequence of partial sums. So we write Sn of x minus Sm of x. Okay, say n is greater than or equal to m is greater than or equal to n, then this will be modulus of s this is not s, this is f. By definition of Sn of x, this is f1 plus etc fn minus of f1 plus etc fm. Okay, our assumption is n m is greater than or equal to n, and which is greater than or equal to, both will be greater than or equal to this. And if you choose such m and n, then this will be modulus of fn plus 1 plus fn plus 2 plus etc fm plus, or up to fn. Anyway, we can cancel the terms up to fn, so this will be like this. Then this is less than or equal to mod fn plus 1 plus mod fn plus 2 plus etc mod fm, and we know that this is less than or equal to mn plus 1 plus etc plus m. But we know that this m1, m2, m3 are non-negative because this is the upper bound of this non-negative quantities. So we can write it as modulus of mn plus 1 plus etc m, but which is less than epsilon. This is in fact this is less than epsilon. This is the Cauchy criteria. This modulus is less than or equal to epsilon for all n greater than 2. So this is less than or equal to epsilon for all n greater than or equal to n and m greater than or equal to m. Okay, so this is the Cauchy criteria of convergence of the uniform convergence of the sequence of functions Sn of x, Sm of x. So we can say that Sn of x converges uniformly. Therefore, the convergence of this Sn of x is exactly the same as convergence of the series because this is the sequence of partial sums. So we can say that sigma Fn of x converges uniformly. Okay, so this is the convergence of a series. In this, this can be considered as a sufficient condition for getting the convergence of a series of functions. Okay, thank you. The next class we will discuss the relations or connections between uniform convergence and continuity.